a government of the expression of an individual. It is unacceptable. It is an anachronization. It's anachronism. It's an anachronization of the contemporary international aspiration. And I think we should demand an apology for that. And people, any government official, anyone who is defending such tendencies, I will refer to them as a sycophant and an opportunist, because they think that they will give sanctions and this and that, and sanctions does not mean anything. I stayed on sanction for 12 years without any court of competent jurisdiction. After 12 years, they released us from the sanction, and we are going about our normal business. And I can assure them that I live better than 50% of the people in the United States of America, even though they had put us on sanction.
Let me tell this we are men something. We have lost this election to a state man. We can only hope that President Bokai will not repeat the tragic mistake that we all made. And I'm vindicated. This is why I never participated in 2023 election, because I never had confidence in WIA. And let me state this for the record. WIA used all of us 2017 for one major purpose: to replenish his lost assets. The enthusiasm that has characterized the CDC during 2005, 2011, and 2017 election plummeted when WIA's only desire was to amass wealth for him, his family, and few cronies of his. We have lost this election. You left the party's member in pawn. You left the executive committee of the Congress for Democratic Change and its coalition member of the MPP in pawn. You really think we don't know what you did? But we allow it to go, because technically you did the right thing for the country to leave the stage of this presidency. Honestly, in my opinion, you are the worst president this country ever had. And I will repeat it. You are the worst president this country ever had. You rule on the blood and sweat of sedition for your selfish reason. And then you hear stating that there were insincerity on the part of the party's leadership. You brave to even utter that word on the eve of a runoff. You had a very strategic meeting with Brownie Samoka in your Sockleton church. You think we don't know what happened? You never gave power because you wanted to give power or concede defeat. Two reasons. You never even had the ambition to become president again. You were fooling the sedition because your greatest fear was the party. You feared that the party will run after you. That's why you pretended like you wanted to run in this election. You left our young brothers and sisters in pawn, knowing very well the implication of a defeat.
Sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment, right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM. Good morning, early risers. You're listening to the Punch Breakfast Show, your ultimate wake-up call, with your hosts Bokai Amara Kamara and Harris.
And the coolest tunes.
We've got everything you need to jumpstart your day, from news that matters to interviews with your favorite. We're dishing out those feel-good stories that will put a smile on your face.
So sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment. Right. Good morning, early risers. You're listening to the Punch Breakfast Show, your ultimate wake-up call, with your hosts Bokai Amara Kamara and Harris Gibelli. Rise and shine, everyone. It's time to kickstart your day with laughter and great vibes.
That's right. Grab your coffee and get ready for a sizzling morning packed with the hottest topics and the coolest tunes.
We've got everything you need to jumpstart your day, from news that matters to interviews with your favorite. We're dishing out those feel-good stories that will put a smile on your face.
So sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment, right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM. Good morning, early risers. You're listening to the Punch Breakfast Show, your ultimate wake-up call, with your hosts Bokai Amara Kamara.
Today is the last day.
Rise and shine, everyone.
In the month of July,
Start your day.
2024.
Vibes.
That's right.
We are grateful to God Almighty
For a sizzling
for the gift of life,
hottest topics and the coolest tunes.
We've got
and the blessings continue to be stored upon us.
from news that matters.
Today we are honored
We're dishing out those
this morning to sit on the platform again, inform you Liberians
Sit back, relax.
about the happiness in this country.
Morning.
Good morning, folks.
Breakfast show starts now.
Good morning, across the 15 political subdivisions of the country.
here on Punch.
It pleases us to welcome you to the Punch Breakfast Show. This is the Citizens Platform. Good morning and welcome. Several issues to look at this morning. Oh yeah, it is a jam-packed Wednesday morning.
You're listening to the Punch Breakfast
Lots of issues making news in Liberia,
with your hosts Bokai Amara Kamara and Harris G. Belly.
and it's our duty to inform you Liberians this morning about things making news in this country. Good morning and welcome.
Grab your
This is the PBS, the Punch Breakfast Show.
hottest topics.
My name is Harris Belly. I'll be joined shortly by Bokai Kamara,
Your day,
and together we serve you breakfast up to
your favorite
10 o'clock this morning.
feel good
Lots of issues to look at.
smile on your face.
So sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning
President Joseph Boakai maintains zero tolerance for corruption.
6.7
Suspends Central Bank of Liberia. Executive Governor Alasha Stado. What informed the president's decision to have Alasha Stado suspended?
morning early risers.
What the GSC report says
Breakfast.
about the central bank.
Wake up call.
Several financial
Kamara and
irregularities and discrepancies.
shine everyone. It's time to kickstart your day with laughter and great
President Boakai says
Ready for a sizzling morning packed with the hottest topics and the coolest tunes.
it is the Liberian people job. The
Jumpstart.
Liberian people have called for justice.
Inter-
The Liberian people have demanded accountability.
those feel good
And
stories.
it is my responsibility as the 26th president
Relax.
to ensure that accountability and transparency
The show starts now.
across our governing process in this country.
Entertainment right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM.
And someone says this is
You're listening
totally strange as the president continues to crack down
with your hosts Book
on alleged corrupt officials in this country.
Belly.
Who are those?
Rise and shine everyone. It's time to kickstart your day with laughter and great vibes.
And this morning we're going to inform you.
Grab your-
On the flip side of the conversation,
Sizzling morning packed with the
it is our understanding
coolest tunes.
We've got everything you need
which we
matters to
we address the nation on today.
we're dishing out those feel good
What will we are saying?
Smile.
What is we expected to say on today?
Relax and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of
How will we a message make a difference? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, folks. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, has weighed in on the fight against corruption in Liberia. Madam Sirleaf believes that corruption goes beyond just punishment. It is deeply rooted in every sector. So there is a need for the paradigm shift in our ways and our approach as a nation in the fight against corruption. Should Madam Sirleaf be part of the conversation when we discuss corruption in Liberia? That's the biggest question this morning. But good morning, folks. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the Punch Breakfast Show. It's on a Wednesday morning like this. Yeah. But it's good to be here. Good morning to those of you following us on the live feed. We encourage you to help us share the live video as well. And as we move along in the program, we will acknowledge those of you following us via our social media platform. And it is Punch TV Live. Yeah, for those of you listening and wanting to follow the show live on social media, it is Punch TV Live. And you be, that's of course, you're going to have the Punch Breakfast Show live on your screens this morning. But good morning. Lots of issues, like I said. Yeah, we just want to get to this and tell you what it says. On my word, President Joseph Boakai on yesterday has confirmed by the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism through the government spokesperson Geraldine McPeer that the Central Bank of Liberia Governor Alasha Stado has been suspended by the president from his position as executive governor. And a lot of you out there, you still struggling to understand as to the reason why the president took the decision to have Elijah Stalu suspended. Now, I listened to several of you, some of you reached out to us, expressing concern that how's it that the president, just days ago, the president had at least two or three past government officials direct, the government had about two to three, past officials direct at the Monrovia City Court, and subsequently they are being bats for corruption. Because in the mind of the judge at the Monrovia City Court, Judge Bacon, that we cannot allow those individuals to go without, people coming to stand their bond. And this is what I always tell people, that when you in public service, you understand that that is not your private entity. For those of us that have private companies, that have our frames, that have our institutions all to our name, what exactly happen at times is that we make decision. I mean, when I decide, I said today I want take money from my company, no one question me, right? That's how it has been. But when you in public service, you understand that the money that you set over, all the funds that you manage is not yours, but that of the institution or the country or the interest of which you represent at that area. So you have to maintain best practice at all times. This is one of the things that is lacking across our governance structure. Yeah. Time in, time out, government upon government, administrations upon administrations, we continue to experience this thing. So President Boakai took on in 2024, that is this year in January. I remembered that the president was given a direct mandate from the Liberian people that if nothing you can do for us, but ensure that accountability, that those who served previously and the ones you are taking over from as a president, that accountability and transparency should be the order of the day. That, Mr. President, if nothing you will achieve on the 6 year of your administration, if roads will not be developed on the 6 year of your administration, if the agricultural sector will not be improved on the 6 year of your administration, if human resource capacity will not be developed on the 6 year of your administration, but we want that accountability and transparency should be the hallmark, that your administration should demonstrate zero tolerance for corruption. That, Mr. President, if we cannot achieve road connectivity, we cannot achieve agricultural development, we cannot achieve, infrastructure development, Mr. President. But what we want is that we want accountability, transparency, and the rule of law should be the place. That's why the president committed himself. And I can record during the president's State of the Nation's address, first State of the Nation's address in January, during the president's inaugural address in January, and subsequently the interviews he had with different international media outlets, the BBC, the VOA, and he went on as well as during his campaign speeches, he made it very clear that we will ensure on our watch that those who serve or the ones we are taking over from will account for their stewardship. And accountability, it is only in Liberia. And that's what at times I'm bothered. At times I'm asking myself as to our context as a country, as a nation. How do we view the conversation surrounding corruption? How do we view the conversation surrounding accountability? At times it is good as a citizen, you ask yourself those questions. How do we view the conversation surrounding accountability? How do we view the conversation surrounding transparency? That in a practical sense, that you gave someone this to manage, or perhaps you gave someone this, it's belonging to you. Or for some of us that have our homes, right? Let's be practical. And you leave in from your home, then you call your neighbor, ask the neighbor's child and say, come and stay at my place. I'm saying I'll be back very shortly. And after you returned, then you decide to move from one location of your house to another, and you observe that there are, maybe perhaps this thing you live in is not being placed there, it's being placed to different place. This one is not yet. It's this location and that location. And then you call the person you left there and say, listen, I left this thing. It was at this location. Now, when I returned, I met it at this location. You want to explain to me how is it that this thing was able to move from this location to this place? How does that in any way mean that you want to wish on the person? No, let's have a conversation this morning. We're going to get to what George Weah will say on today. You know the good thing about it, we managed to get hold a copy of George Weah's message. Oh yeah, we will tell you some specific points this morning that George Weah will speak on, and how well will it make a difference, positively or negatively, in this country. We understand there are tactics. We understand that George Weah on today, his message will be tailored in a way that we perhaps pressure the country, or perhaps pressure the citizens to stand against the government's operation. Now, the government, in the mind of the president, that let us ensure that Mr. Weah, you just left power. Sometimes in January, turn over authority to me. And in my understanding as a president, when you said, now I have given the gavel of authority, it means that what I stopped as a president, what I failed as a president, steps I took as a president, but then succeed. I mean, what I fought short as a president, I want you to continue from there. I want you to ensure that if we fail in the rule of law, that your administration should succeed in the rule of law. If we failed in improving the health sector, we want your administration to succeed in improving the health sector. If we have had challenges with the education sector, we want you to improve on those challenges, right? So if you turn over the gavel of authority on that fateful day in January of this year, that's the interpretation that the president received. Oh yes, that's the interpretation the president received. So when the president received the gavel, the gavel of authority from you, he reiterated his position that Mr. Weah, I have received this from you. You have said to me that Liberia is corrupt, that our system has been corrupted, that if we were to turn at the health sector, were we to look at the education sector, were we to look at roads infrastructure, were we to look at all of the sectors across the country, all of those sectors are being corrupted, either by your administration or a problem that you inherited and built on those problems. And this is where my disappointment is, right? At times we listen when we have the conversation surrounding, corruption, who should be held accountable. And I listen to a lot of you that, why they can go for the other person? But I said, yeah, why they can go for the person? They can go for that person. And at times I take her back. Right? I take her back and I'm very careful how I understand your conversation. I understand your conversation from a person, because you have personal interest with the person that will be connected to that investigation. That's why you speak the way you speak. And that's why you say things the way you say it. But were you to be a patriotic citizen, as the way that I am this morning, that I have always been, right? There are a few things you're going to consider. One of which is you're going to look at the conversation that if this was an existing problem, that Mr. Weah inherited. And after Mr. Weah inherited this problem, instead of providing practical solutions to those problems, what Mr. Weah did was to build on those problems, strengthen those problems. It's just like, you purchase a land in a swamp, right? So you purchase a land in a swamp, and the structure there was maybe the person just erected pillows in our swamp, not sophisticated to stand the condition of that land at the time. So when you took over, instead of you being very cognizant of the fact that if you build house on that place, that house is going to sink, you don't consider these things. You went straight and start building. So there's no foundation at all, and you went and started building on those foundations. You just start, one that you made it, just start, so you continue on it. Then in 2 to 3 years now, you start experience, your house starts sinking. Right? Gradually, it begins to sink. So community dwellers are running away from you. That's just the simplest interpretation of this conversation of corruption. That you want to drag the Madam Salif administration, which of course we are not drafting the conversation. So Mr. Weah inherited a country that quote unquote a lot of you said out loud, there were this, there were that, there was this thing, there was that thing. So Mr. Weah had the authority at the time. He had all what it takes as a president. He had all what it takes as a leader. All Liberia needed from him. All the LCC needed from Weah. All the judiciary system needed, all that the judiciary system needed from Weah was to maintain or to demonstrate the political will. Now, this is where it is. In one of the 6 years for George Weah, this is one of the things that was lacking. A lot of you, you didn't really observe this thing, but this was lacking. That Mr. Weah took over one of the 6 years of the administration. Political will. Now, Mr. Weah had political will for corruption. That's why he created a town square where corruption was like a darling boy, right, under his government. That's why every official under the George Weah government felt satisfied to practice corruption. Am I saying this morning there are individuals that all through the 6 year of George Weah administration, they work in conformity with the law? Oh, yes, there are individuals. I still believe that on the last 6 years, there were individuals there are individuals that committed themselves to the love of country above the interest of the presidency. And those officials stay away from corruption at the time. Oh, yes. You know why when we have the discussion corruption, the term, because we have used the word corruption frequently in a way that when we talk about it, you just feel like it's something ordinary. Have you asked yourself why in your community to this time, electricity has become a problem? Have you asked yourself why to this time in your counties, roads have not been constructed? Have you asked yourself why today, if you take a phone call, someone from your county is calling that we need to come on over for treatment? The health system is poor. The health system is poor. Hospitals in this place. No medication. Have you asked yourself why those problems continue to exist? Even though we are at this age of our country. So we inherited this country in 2018. And in its exact words, of which today I remember. Now, a lot of you don't remember. Listen, inaugural message drive the government's vision. Now, the government has an agenda upon which she's going to function. But the government envisage in January, President Barker said no business as usual. So President Barker envisioned that by the end of 2029, by the end of 2029, President Barker, when he's leaving the space of government, he envisioned that there will be no business as usual. There will be no over-the-counter transactions. The way it was done in on the last 6 years of George Weah, on a counter transaction without no documentations, without no financial records, without no proof of transaction or what have you. So it was gentleman's agreement. All through the 6 year transactions, financial transactions were done gentleman atmosphere. That I call you here, my man. Listen, I need XYZ. I need $2. I need $3. All right, no problem. Give me tomorrow. I'll make the money available. Tomorrow I call you, Chief. I have the money here. Okay, I'm sending someone to come pick you up. Send my office assistant go pick up that money. That's just how it rolled, right? The last 6 years, that's how we're rolling as a country. So President Barker envisioned that by 2029, there will be no business as usual. We have the summary of the president's speech. There will be no business as usual. So were you to equip that and say this is what the president meant for the country, the whole arrest agenda, agriculture, road, all these things, that no business as usual. So that arrest agenda will support that no business as usual. So in the mind of George Weah, during his inaugural address in 2018, Weah says, I have received the overwhelming mandate that I have received from the people. The last time I was thinking, I said, I wanted those that wrote the speech for George Weah at the time really explain that part for him. I wanted those that wrote that speech for George Weah at the time really explain what it meant when George Weah committed himself to that. Great man. And you know what? Evaluate the potential of a great man is that their commitment to what they say, their commitment, what they voice out is what they stand by. What they voice out is what they act on. What they voice out is what guide them. Somebody say we are a great man. Great men say one thing and go do different thing. Great men go this way and go that way. He said they made that. So listen, in 2018, we have said the overwhelming mandate that I have received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end corruption. The overwhelming mandate. So we are said in 2018, the people intend to pay rules. In 2018, the people intend to pay parks. In 2018, the people intend to pay schools. In 2018, the people say you must pay hospitals. In 2018, the people say you must go, you must do this, you must do that. He said overwhelming mandate that above all, that in 2017, the overwhelming mandate about 14 of the 15 counties that voted me as a president. Excluding Lofa, the 14 of the 15 counties that voted me as a president. The overwhelming mandate that I've received is a mandate to end corruption in government. Oh, yes, these are not my words. These are the exact words of George Weah in 2018. So at the point, I've had time on several occasions, I've read Weah's speech over and over and again. Let me be very frank with you. That 2018 inaugural address. For every time when we say you want to address critical national issue, I can go to that speech and I can read at times. I read that particular part, and when I read again, and I say, if we are been a man of second thought, when we discuss corruption, he will stay away. When government say they won't pay tax, Joey, can they have conversation? Because you say maybe I'm the first president that did it, they won't have the conversation. When we say we won't build a hospital that bigger than the Emory Hospital, where there will be no medication, there will be no equipment, then we consider have a conversation. Like I'm saying, we are the first men that build hospital, no medication, no equipment. So you cannot have that conversation. Mr. President, how you did it? But if we talk about corruption, we still have the courage today and say, I can't speak to the nation on corruption. I can't speak to the nation on this. Now, time I'm battered. All right? I'm battered as to where this young man, which some 10, 15, 20 years ago, that Liberians saw him as a beacon of hope. Liberians saw him as the Messiah for the new Liberia that we breathed after the Civil War. Listen, I said this. Ellen Johnson had a strong participation in the Civil War. Were we to ask Ellen in terms of building Liberia, we don't expect her altogether to do it. But were we to say, which one of the presidents in this country can we produce that will work in the interest, that will build this new Liberia we want to build since the Civil War has ended? Brother, the answer wouldn't have been very nice than having George Weah on the conversation. So this is where we were. George Weah in 2018 said, the overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end corruption. He said, I promise. He didn't say, I will do it. He didn't say, I will try to do it. Yeah. George Weah said, I promised to deliver on this mandate. I will ensure that state resources do not enter in the pocket of government officials. Oh, he asked me how I managed this morning. I'm quoting word for word what Weah said. I told you that part of George Weah's speech remained in my head up to today. That even today, we have the conversation. I will remind Weah about this conversation. That the Weah said in 2018. The overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is not a mandate to build roads. It's not a mandate to construct schools. It's not a mandate to improve the health sector. It's not a mandate, to build parks. The overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end corruption. Because in the mind of us Liberians, that the reason why our health sectors are challenged is because of corruption. It's because of the ways of all the years, those we have sent in the various sectors to help improve them are the ones that have worked to retrogress those sectors. Were we to look at the education sector, those who have sent in that sector over the years to help improve that sectors were the ones that retrogressed that sector to a greater extent. Were we to look at infrastructure development, of which I hate to talk about. But were we to look at infrastructure development, the reason why we see Monrovia today the way it is, the reason why we see other cities around are not developed, because those we employed in those areas are the ones that have retrogressed those very sectors. We have them say, go and perform, go and work in the interest of the Liberian people. So at this level of the conversation, the people, Liberians, understand that we cannot have infrastructure development in the country. We cannot achieve human capacity building. We cannot achieve better education, better healthcare in this country, where if corruption is now fight to the letter. So, Mr. President, we Liberians, What we want from you is a go and fight corruption. If you just achieve on that, amen. Moving forward, we'll have a new Liberia. A Liberia will be rebirthed. And that Liberia, those who go to the service will account, will be people of integrity and will be people of reputation. So we are confirmed that it was the overwhelming mandate he received from the Liberian people. We are confirmed and promised that since I received this one, it's what you Liberian want, it's what the Liberian people want. I promise to deliver on this mandate. So in the wisdom of we are at the time that at the concluding stage of this administration 2023, we have seen massive fight against corruption. We have seen strife. We have seen government effort. But you know what happened? When we are in 2018, when we are committed himself to that, it was an interpretation, or perhaps we have meant the opposite at that time. So we have meant that then the overwhelming mandate that I received is a mandate to end corruption. But I promise to increase on that mandate. I promise to continue on that mandate. That you Liberian people, you know where you are. So that thing you can tell me is corruption. I the first man that bring corruption in Liberia. In the mind of we are that day at the summer kind is what we was thinking of. So then Mr. We are entered for the first 3 years. At the concluding stage of the third, at the concluding stage of the third year, Mr. We administration, what happened? Wow, we saw 3 of the top government officials being censured. Oh, yes. 3 of his top government officials, his office board was being censured. So literally, what does that imply is that if you have the main office board being censured, how is it possible that the main senate involved? Because as an office board, you can't do anything without a board's consent. Oh, yes. So a lot of you, I think, understood Nathaniel McGill, being sanctioned at the time by the US government. Oh, yeah. So when Nathaniel McGill being sanctioned, the conversation, therefore, is that McGill is the bag ball at the time to George Weah. It's an office ball. So just let's say you get an office, you get office assistant. Office assistant can tell shit for you in office. I have consent. Or I want you know, office assistant can tell water for you in the office without consent. If are you the director or that minister or that person in that office or that CEO in that office. So it's either you give him say, my man, don't give me out. Anytime you want to water, take it. Yeah, or anytime you want to shift when you take it. Start asking me too much. Anything you do, I agree. I cool. So either that way we are did it, or we ask him, my man, you know what? Anything taken from you, tell me so I gotta know. I have to be in the know. So you want to take this sheet, you call him. I said, this is what I want to do. If all of these things are happening, today President Brekfast took over, and the Liberian people reminded the president. The president in his inaugural address, he said corruption has swept every sector in this country. That's why we commit ourselves to no business as usual. That's why we want to ensure to think Liberia and love and build Liberia. If the 3 things that will be done, we cannot do them without establishing a foundation where corruption will be scarce in our country. And I don't want us to be, plan our eyes that corruption is something like even in America, across countries across the world, corruption is there. But the corruption has been practiced, is being done at a minimum, at a minute level, in a way that even those that practice such a habit are very careful about the way to go about doing it. But in Liberia, if you're in public service, if you're not corrupt, it's like you have committed crime against the state. Or I will say this again, in Liberia, when you're in public service and you are not corrupt, it's like you have committed crime against the state. Oh yeah, you feel like until you do the thing, you don't do nothing have worked for you. That's how it is. How is it that a security advisor, a man that should be concerned about security matters, will also be involved in the financial issues? How is it that the Solicitor General, the men are supposed to be fighting government cases in this country, the men supposed to be a financial issue? Have you asked yourself what that thing is? I'm saying why what that was happening? It's because when you're in Liberia, in public service over the last 6 years, that's how the guys made it to be. That over the last 6 years, when you don't practice corruption, it means that you working. Yeah, it means that nothing will work for you. So like that, everyone wanting to enter in that, everyone wanting to go that place. So Mr. President took over and said, I received this mandate. The Liberian people has reminded me that if the Unity Party will continue, if my legacy as a president will remain, that corruption, accountability, and transparency should be the hallmark. That's why when the president took over, he said, we will audit. The audit, we will do it. Oh, we took it to be a political statement. And I love that bureau. A lot, I love this country. Because when these things happen, we take it to be, the normal political rhetoric in our country, the music that is pleasant to our ears politically. So everyone say, oh, what did Mel do? What did not happen before? Madam Sadi had all the sophistication. Listen, it's just the mind. I said this. President, we have done a lot of great things in this country. If we have had the political will to have them done. Now, there is two things. At times in Liberia, we cry for funding. Oh, there is no funding. Oh, there is no capacity. If this honor we are says, yeah, the first debate will have come out from the surrogates of we are was Waben that Sobi is incapacitated there. So when we arrest the people, where we're getting no jail for them. Imagine that's the first line of conversation. When we discuss about war crimes in this country, the only debate we are and his surrogates had at the time was that, listen, when we say we have a war crime in this country, Sobi we get jail to put the people there. Oh yeah, they may not even think how to establish school. They may want straight to jail. So you see, a very smart way to escape the conversation. So the Irish Liberian will be thinking, but the people making sense. We get jail. Sobi already corrupt. I'm saying Sobi already packed. We get no space in Sobi again. So that is how the conversation easily and pressure the citizen against the plans and policies of the country. Things that should have benefited the country. Then the same very Liberians now will start to oppose. And I'm going to tell you something this morning. A lot of the decision the government made, they listen to the different media conversations and your reaction, you Liberians. That's why when you call on these public platforms, you got to be truthful to yourself. What do you want? It's not what you feel, but what you want. Because your feeling will go away. I mean, today you feel bad and next day you're good. But you want goodness always. So it's what you want. A lot of you call on radio shows, what you feel is what you want to pull out. Yeah. And what you said, a lot of those policy makers listen to the different media platforms, your suggestions. It's what they built on to improve. So when I say, we want it, we won't do they want. Then the people say, but then maybe the people don't want it. So President Brekfast is cognizant of what is happening. So the president took over, said, even though we started with roads already, even though we started with agricultural development, even though we started with infrastructure development, but what I want is that I want us to establish a foundation of accountability. I can't be the president to just get on so because people say just in the country, just killing the youth. So I just start. Sorry, we say, we're fighting drugs. We're auditing the DEA to understand over the last 5-6 years how the operation has been carried out. We can come and say, okay, everyone say, Monrovia is dead. Monrovia is dead. So we come over as a president and just start saying, let's go on the street, let's start cleaning Monrovia. Without us auditing the MCC to understand what are these things over the last 6 years. MCC, the reason why Monrovia is dead is because the MCC were lacking funding. The reason why the reason why Monrovia is dead is because of some administrative problems that the past administration was failing to address. Or let's audit MCC so that we'll have an understanding that this area over the last 6 years, enough funding was directed to this place, and those fundings will have improved the sector. How is it that this place is not being improved? Then we'll have a conversation. Oh yes, then we'll have a conversation. So that was exactly in the mind of the president. So when President Brekfast took over, he started the ball rolling. Started with the audit. Again, this thing was being criticized. Yeah, man, that this is the most beautiful part I love about Liberia. When we have this kind of discussion, the first thing everyone will come out and say, they didn't work. You're only the man. Yeah, the man can do this. Because you know why? This is how some of us we were brought out. On a door town, we see audit. Chargelo town, we don't see audit. Balancedi town, we don't see audit. Jowia town, we don't see audit. So Joseph Boga town, we still believing that we will not see audit. So, so you understand the conversation, right? Some of you talk about time, you don't see audit. I challenge anyone this morning. During talk about time, there was no audit. Oh, yes. Talk about time, we don't see audit. Door town, we don't see audit. Chargelo town, we see audit. Julie Brown, we don't see audit. Madam Sadi, we don't see audit. George, we will not see audit. How now they all men here will bring audit? So that conversation, because of that trend, we base our disagreement on the thing. Not that they can't work in the country. No, it's not our argument. Not that they can't work in this country. It's not that we don't have the willpower to make sure that people account for their stewardship. But what happened is that we don't see that thing here. So because we don't see that thing here, we can't believe it. We can't believe that the thing can work. Until we see our own eyes, until we take a time off, we put our hands in our pocket and want to solve and see this past official in jail because of corruption. Until we fold our hands and move on to South Beach and see this ex-official in place for economic sabotage, for crimes, for criminal conspiracy, for stealing, looting the state. Well, the day we walk South Beach, we fold in our hands and then stay and look through the columns, right? And see that person. When we return, we believe that the thing is possible. This is the foundation President Barker wants to build. So when you listen to a lot of folks that say, oh, the people wish hunting, the people this, the people that, that's the background of that conversation. Because they're not happy. Why is it that things should happen? But they failing to ask ourselves, when President Barker in January said no business as usual, what really they meant? He said that no business as usual because we have 5 cars in the convoy, so President Barker will have 6 cars, or because we're building packs so President Barker will not build pack. Is this what I meant? So a lot of us, we didn't ask ourselves those hard questions. But the no business as usual means that things that we didn't see during Turbo time, during Totman, during Turbo, during Doe, during Charles Taylor, during Julu Bryan, Ellen Johnson Sally, and George Weah, we will see them here. We will see them here. That thing that Doe and did, because people went and put on portal to kill them, this is not what we're going to do. If though we have been very cognizant of the fact that all of those 13 officials who have confiscated their properties, take away from them, and made to restitute the state resources, by this time we're going to be having problems. We're going to have blood on our head. I'll be very frank with you. Because if you have 13 officials today that children in the United States, a lot of them have properties in the United States. Some of them have properties around Monrovia. Oh, yes, today as we speak, we know some of them, the 13 officials that were executed at the Barclay Training Center. Today, we know their properties. We know areas in this country that have properties. Where they are going to be fast-sighted, how the officials arrested, take their property from them, put it on collateral, or sell them and put the money back in the country covers. By this time, we're going to have blood on our heads. So President Barker cannot tread on that path. Never. So what the president is, man, for we're doing that thing that Doe did. Because the last time you guys saw people account for their corrupt attitudes were through execution. In this country, we're going to do it that way. We'll pass that level ever since. Like we don't graduate from that one ever since. So what we're going to do moving forward is that we will hold you, pull you beyond bars. And if you're found guilty, all the thing your girl will take it, will set it from you, and put the money by the stick cover. Once you set it, reach the money you steal from the country, we'll let you go out. We'll free you. Whether that mental, whether the trauma, will kill you, the psychological, whatever, that one not your business. We'll let you go. So that's how the president committed himself. And he's working. So on yesterday, the president suspended central bank governor. This morning at 9 o'clock, we will bring you an in-depth of the Central Bank of Liberia report. Fellow Liberians, you guys got to pray for this country. We have to pray for this country. Let me tell you the morning, nothing in the country. The only way we'll have something, I say that every day, nothing in the country. The only way we will have things in this country, the only way we'll get money in the country to do a lot of things. Unless the president tighten his belt as the way he has already started and make sure those officials pay for what they stole from this country. But as I speak to you, the central bank, nothing down there. The Ministry of Finance, nothing down there. Those of you that supported the rescue mission, that are still hoping for jobs, you'll be patient. You'll get a president a year, the whole year. And we're in July, today, I'm telling you today, 7 months. You'll get a president in the next 5 months. Next year, 2025, let's come start having a conversation. I'm telling you, until the government can complete this accountability process, and I believe by the completion of this process, there'll be a lot of funds. The government will restitute millions of dollars in this country. Until that has been done, no money to employer. The government get money. I mean, frank of you this morning, the government get money. They won't, this particular one will not hide it from you. No money in the country. The money in a year. The money in a year. Till we are born and get it. The money in a year. Until the president go after them, we'll get to put it by the central bank. Then we'll come back and start having operations. Oh, yes. So those of you that supported the rescue mission, you'll be patient. Oh, yes. Those of you that still looking for a job, right? Those of you are still looking for jobs. Those of you are still depending on the government for a lot of things. The little money in the country, I'm telling you, the small money in the country, that what the president is using towards roads. The small money in the country, that what the president is using to improve the health sector. The little money in the country is what the president is using in the tourism sector. So you have to be patient. Any other thing in terms of jobs, in terms of government spending right now, you have to be patient until the president go after and get the money from the people. No money in the country. That one part, clear, that one, just clear conversation. I will not have nothing for you. No money in the country. But let's go to Mr. Weir conversation today. The CDC chairman, acting chairman, Janga Kowu announced that George Weir will address the nation today at 11 o'clock. George Weir will address the country today in relations to the government effort to crack down on corrupt officials, the government strive, the government quest for accountability and transparency. So George Weir will on today address the nation. There are a few pickup points, and we have managed to obtain a portion of George Weir's speech this morning. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Listen, I want you to take your pen and paper. Few things are going to say on this radio that today will George Weir speak. If George Weir don't say, or George Weir don't address it, or perhaps maybe the way they listen to, or they will change some of the wordings, or they will change the course of action. But it is that thing, that particular George Weir text will center around. This morning, we're going to tell you. So, Mr. Weir will address the country today at 11 a.m., which, of course, it is what every politician will do. Which, of course, it is what every state actor or former president who still have active interest in the presidency will do. So for me, it's not, it's a no surprise. The biggest question is what impact will Mr. Weir's message make? What impact will Mr. Weir's message bring? Listen, there is no need to be frightened. There is no need to be jittery. Mr. Weir wants to put himself on records. Mr. Weir wants to put himself on record, telling Samuel Toy, Jefferson Camo, at the time they carry the jail, or at the time the government summon you, I go and talk for you. I spoke against it. Because it will be a day service to those that swallow their brains at the time, just to please Weir. It will be a day service to those that took their brains and put it in their socks and wear their shoes over it, just to please Weir. That today, when they have been caught in a web, that Weir can say a word to him. That's the only reason why Weir will speak today. Oh yes, Weir's message will make a no difference in this country. Because the first thing is that Weir is not speaking from an independent position. Weir is not speaking from a position that reflects the view of a former president. Weir is not speaking from a position that reflects a view from a former president that have tested state power and understand how government runs, and that have committed, over the time admitted that Liberians needed a time where accountability and transparency will prevail in our governance structure. Weir will never speak from that point. Weir will be speaking from a prepared text. And if Weir is speaking from a prepared text, you know I know. Weir can read. You know I know. Weir can think and read. You know I know that one. So the prepared text that Weir will be speaking from this today is the view of Eugene Nangwe. Koji can read. I won't bring Koji anything. Koji can read. It's a view of Eugene Nangwe. It's a view of Janga Kowu. And it's the view as well of Samuel Toy, who is in Ezra. So those officials understand that if they come publicly themselves to present the message, it will be like nothing happening. It will be like say no need to talk. You know, at times in some gatherings, right? They get certain people on the toilet. You just look at it. You saw a tea, start going. Just once you look at it, you hit your tea, just start going. So it means that that person, you know, that person, what is saying, there's no need to even listen to them. So the using this men have been used over the last 6 years. Now you get this point. They will be using this men have been used over the last 6 years. They will be putting this man has been pulled in the last 6 years. They will be pushing this man has been pushed in the last 6 years. And say, come back and go to the thing. Because you know why? The fact that you even say former president as a whole, they are wanting to come and speak to this matter. The information ministry has said that the government under President Brekfast will work to ensure that they have respect for former presidents. Oh, yes. So you did not remember that conversation with Jeremy Pierre. You did not remember when Jeremy Pierre said that the government will work to ensure that former presidents in this country will be given due respect regardless of their position, that we will respect them as a government, that will create an environment where they will function freely. So you didn't remember that conversation. Do I remember that conversation? Or Jangako remember that conversation, and the rest of them in the CDC remember the conversation. So you know why? They understand that the only way, let's just tell the thing so that maybe the people will listen to us more. Have you had the time to read one of the guys' posts when they want to comment about accountability and transparency, when they want to describe as a witch hunt? Have you had the time to read on their posts and listen to what Abure said to them, the latches they received? So they want to come under the umbrella of George Weah. They want to come under the umbrella of George Weah. Have you asked yourself why George Weah, as a person, as a former president that manages his own social media platform, if you want to address it, why George Weah can publish that speech on his own platform, on his own account? You know why? Because Liberians will have the time to express contrary view to what he will say. So the men smartly will have a press conference today. Smartly we will address the nation, like I've been told, as per unconfirmed source, that it will be a pre-recorded message. Oh yes, it's likely to be a pre-recorded message unless they change the itinerary, because I have it in my possession this morning. So if Mr. Weah will change the course of action to say they're having State of the Nation address, they're changing it from prepared text, from pre-recorded text now to press conference, then I want a different thing. Maybe you take in a decision. But here is a conversation. So the text Mr. Weah will present today to the Liberian people, it is not the view of Weah. Weah have never had a view towards this thing. When corruption was going in the country, it took the less of order to go and say, let's phone CDC, let's call Weah to come be there before Weah can do anything. Oh, yes. In 2011, it took the orders to CDC and other officials. Today, we are when they say walk and code, what really mean? We are not understand what I mean by walk and code. There's no argument about it. When you say we won't bring one economic crime to this country, the only person we are remember maybe will be Prince Johnson, but we are not really know what it meant to have one economic crime squad in this country. This is no debate. This is not debate, because you know why? If we had knew a character that we are that left Europe and came to ensure that the Liberians in this place were around, peace ambassador and everything, if we had that person that risked everything at the time to come, such a man had the authority, to demonstrate, such a man had the authority to ensure that justice prevail, to ensure justice prevail, and he flummed over the last 6 years, then you tell me that such a man understand about war crime code, what it means in this country, then you lying. Yeah, but there's no understanding about that. So when we walk through the conversation today, let's get to what we will say on today. Let's get to what we will say on today. So we will address the nation, like I said, 11 a.m. Few pickup points. Few pickup points. Take your pen, take your paper this morning. Few pickup points. Mr. We are on today will inform Liberians, will inform seditious that the government is witch hunting his officials. I'm saying this morning. I told you to take your pen. Mark the test. We just have 3 hours from now. Mark these points I'm giving you. And after the press conference today, some of you will call me to take me. Mr. Weah, as per the bullet points I have in my possession, that the summary of Weah message. The bullet points here. Mr. Weah will speak to the nation and say that his officials have been witch that President Buckeye is working to destroy the peace of this country. Mr. Weah will inform the international community that President Buckeye should not continue with accountability because it will be a recipe for confusion in this country. I don't know how it's said that accountability has served as recipe for confusion. But Mr. Weah, in his message, in his prepared text on today, will inform the Liberians, will inform the international community that the government plans synthetics to the government plans and strategies in ensuring that accountability, in ensuring that Samuel Tuohy, ensuring that Bill Tuohy and others and all those officials that serve, including him, Weah, that serve in this country, should account for their stewardship is a witch hunt. Mr. Weah will say on today that the CDC as a party will now continue to dwell on this path when the Unity Party continue to improve on the strategies for accountability and transparency. Mr. Weah will say on today that the nation has just returned from elections and our wounds have not been healed. So the president's effort now in the fight against corruption will cripple the already fragile peace we have in this country. Mr. Weah will say on today that President Buckeye should have a holistic approach in the accountability process that he envisioned. And the accountability process, the holistic approach in the view of Mr. Weah today will be that officials doing the Madam Salif regime, one way or the other dragged for corruption, should be included in the government ongoing efforts, which of course is not a bad recommendation, but it becomes bad because George Weah should not be the president and the president what to do in that direction. It becomes bad because it is the old man there in Lofa that's supposed to tell President Buckeye, say, when you feel the people, you go for the other people. It is the old man there in bombing, right? In Kolahu, in Banga. Those Liberians are the ones that to tell Mr. President that, oh, Mr. President, we want you to go back to the other reports of 2016, 2017, 2015. Okay. So Mr. Weah will inform the president. So the holistic approach that Mr. Weah will speak on today, in his view, he wants the president to go back to where he failed when he had the authority at this time as a president to ensure that these things are corrected. It's where Mr. Weah will go to. Listen, we have several accounts. And at times when they talk about which one in this country, I'm just bothered. Right? I'm bothered that Mr. Weah in his mind, when he said we should. Mr. Weah, today you have the gust, you have even the moral to stand in front of Liberians or to say before cameras and say someone want to wish on your officials. Is this how your mind has been corrupted? Is this how your thinking has been shifted? Is this how you have lost your position in I'm saying when we want to discuss people of bright minds and ideas? Is this how? That's why the last time I was referencing when someone said Africa educated president, I go see we are needed as I think I say as educated water. Those presidents that are educated but accept nonsense I'm saying, is this a reason why they have we are added here? Because an educated president as we are brother cannot do or cannot add on the way we are. You allow him. At times I'm thinking you have up to this time, yes, yet to believe that you allow others that around you that you know are only surviving because you have popularity. Not necessarily that they say things they say or do or they add. Some of the things we can say I can be wondering at times if really he can look at his wife at home at times and say some of these things to her. Oh, yes. So if you have witch hunt, like you claim, your administration here in this country had Bernie Samuka, who was elected overwhelmingly by the people of Lofa, to go and represent them. It took the effort of your administration, Mr. President, Mr. Former President. It took the effort of your administration. It took the effort of your administration, to your corrupt justice system at the time, where Francis Kokwa was there, that you pull by the nose, that you shoulder honor your arm, that you hold by wherever you are going at the time. It took your corrupt justice system to pressure Bernie Samuka today. That Bernie Samuka was being made to restitute state funds in his country, and by extension was denied his position that he was elected. All through there were debates. Part of the constitution that says that was already been elected. Now we should be made even though there's no justifiable reason for the president has committed to restitute the state funds. Or yes, the administration in short, because that was bent on political motives, because you believe at the time Bernie Samuka taking over Lofa will follow strengthening the chances of the United Party to win elections. So at that level, you thought you did all what you could to ensure that Bernie should not be Senator of Lofa. There were times with a former president. There were times you took upon your time and instructed Francis Kokwa on the direction of the case and how the case should proceed. Oh yes, there were times you did that in this country. Today you have the moral. Today you have the voice to talk about witch hunt. Former President Weah, in your administration, you waged war on Cabinet Jana in this country. You willfully, and I'm using the word willfully, right? You willfully remove him from his position illegally, but it was at your will. You worked and ensured that that Cabinet Jana left his position. Even though the Equasco today, you all get gosh to say when the government doing your can Equasco. They see Equasco you rent to, Cabinet rental, and Equasco instructed that you should pay Cabinet Jana restitute. Today, as we speak, where that conversation is, you look in the face of our regional partner and said it will be over a dead body that Cabinet Jana will go back. Or that today you sit down and talk about wish on. That today you want sit down to have a conversation about wish on. Huh? I don't know a lot of you in this country. Today, when you had Charles Salif and others, the late Charles Salif and others were dragged in this country in a 16 million saga. You know the story. That when your government, even though when you play your D, your day while you're cool, and later you went about in this country. Charles Salif and other poor beyond bars in this country. Today you have more to say than talk vision, because you believe that those that are targeting the land we all grow bush. So the rope now we hold it, the bush that rope will hold, Mr. Weah, you will not be exempted. So because of that, now you want to play, you smarter, you want to play the games. You want to have under the pretense of wish hunt. Listen, there is no way in this country that you can dress Samuel Toy into corruption. A Toy, as a man that has over 3 children, beautiful girls children, will see himself go to Saw Beach and leave We Are sitting down to be dancing Buka or Cloud We Are. It's not possible. Or that when you know it. That's why Toy had called We Are and said to him, Mr. President, you got to step out. Mr. Former President, you got to come out. Because if you sit there and allow me to go Saw Beach, I will call you. Because there's no way I'll be in Saw Beach. Then when you and Cloud it's been pressured and say something. What we will say, nothing different. What we will say today will be witch hunt. What we will say today will be people against him. What we will say is that the government is targeting him. What we will say on today is that the government is after him. Yes, just ask the president. Mr. Former President during the time of Charles Salif in this country. What's the conversation? When we are able to answer those questions, then we can come back around the drawing board and say the thing they say that we show for you. How is it that, for instance, I was reading last night. Was we going to get to that to that part, right? But the Central Bank of Liberia, I was just reading on the budget year for fiscal year 2019. The Central Bank had a total a total budget line for salary and expenses, and some say salary and wages for 8 million. At the end of that budget year, Central Bank salary and wages went to 9,600,000. So how is it that in the space of 1 year, additional 1,600,000 was being expended, and no account for the additional 1 million? The GSE when they saw that from 8 to 9, but then see any justification to justify that salary line. Oh yes, then he said we are not doing anything. When they tell you say official government in the country wear the way and pleasure of the president, it tell you Elijah Talon that woke up from Central Bank, that goes say, okay, no, I'm taking 1 million from there that way. It's not possible. So Mr. We now have understood the conversation that himself has been dragged in this thing. That any attempt to sell and say he talking to people thing, when somebody to about to go to jail, somebody to call we anything. Oh yes, there wasn't come up, it's already there. And part of the reason why we are coming out today to speak as well is inside. It's in solidarity. We have message not necessarily that it will make any impact in this country. No, but we are coming in solidarity of his already corrupt officials. So how will you think to understand that there wasn't Kamo, for instance? There wasn't Kamo who protected we as a security advisor, ensuring that all we are security was intact. Today, if in beyond Biden, we actually can't say anything. You think that way is really possible? So we have message to this in solidarity to all those that already been already in Sobish. Emmanuel Nimle told over 6 years pastor in George Weah. Today he beyond by Sobi for corruption. How you think that George Weah can just say to that gave him hope? They say, oh, we working on the thing, we'll ensure that the thing will happen. How you think that George Weah can do it now? Then Imagine him will take all a blessing and get joy. What else there was a blessing? Say I don't know. But let's close what Braka has joined us this morning. Let me welcome Braka this morning. Braka, good morning. Thanks so kindly for joining us.
I love the energy this morning, and I'm sorry for being a little late. You know, we're facing some technical problem, but it's good to be here this morning. And I religiously follow you from whom Ubuntu reaching here. I like the fact that you are placing a spotlight on the former president, his upcoming speech to the nation. You know, a lot of citizens are referring to him as Mr. President. Yeah, our president, His Excellency. You see Carrasco, the leg of Carrasco, the Koji, and other people. These are the same people that fooled this man and got him to where he is today.
And he's still waiting
to be fooled. I don't know. I don't care about the message that he's going to say. I don't care about what he's going to say. But I'm telling him, Mr. Former President, you know, I know the leg of Samuel Twe, the leg of Carrasco, the leg of Koji, the leg of other people. You are today. You took 5 million United States dollars from our taxpayer money and used it on election and thought that you could have been re-elected. But here you are today. An old man disgracefully disgrace you. Today you are nowhere around state power. And today again, they are all coming up, pumping you. Now the officials that got caught up in the web of corruption, they have not been prosecuted. Joe Boakai is nowhere around this case. Joe Boakai left it with the judiciary and people that are entitled to do what they should be doing. They are the ones going after the corrupt officials. Then you now, like I said, I don't know what you're coming to say, and we'll wait to hear you what you say. Whether good or not, that's your problem. But Mr. Weah, don't allow yourself to be used as a, you know, you making yourself to be used as a puppet. I may say, because they are pulling you by the nose. You have people like Mobile Modude around you. They gather you well. They left because of the same thing. The guys that are around you, the lack of Eugene Dangwe, the lack of Koji, the lack of Janga. Today, they are the one pushing you to come and say so. You have to be careful. Mr. Former President, you will have to be very careful. This peace that we are enjoying today is all about Liberia. We Liberians, you think that the ordinary Liberian, those that suffer under your 6 years as president, you think the ordinary citizens will come and get in the street because of you? You think because the lack of Akara's grade that stole people money all around here, the lack of Eugene Dangba that stole people money all around here, now they are enjoying. Then the ordinary citizens are the ones suffering. You think they will just come and follow everything that you will say? But again, we have other people. They say, yeah, my president, my party. So anything that they say. But remember that, Harris, this is government. Nobody, the only person that is above government is God. I can say this for free. The only person that is above government is God. Apart from God is government. You're not going to threaten our peace. You're not going to tell us, oh, we'll get on the street. Or you're not going to tell us, oh, we'll take this step, we'll do this. You are there. We gave you the opportunity. Yes, of course, we gave you the opportunity for 6 years for you to make that change that we believe that you could have changed this system. For you to make that change that we believe that you are a boy from Gibraltar. For you to go ahead and make the change in this country. Let the ordinary Liberian enjoy. But no. You decided to pay your condominiums. You decided to dance buka and travel on private jet from here around the world. Oh, you forget that so soon? We should continue. You want us to continue? You left this country for 1 month, few days. You went landed in the United Arab Emirates. You went France to watch your son playing soccer for 1 month. Oh, we should continue? No, you want us to continue? You left from here. You took huge money from here. You passed all around with it. Jackie Appiah built houses for them. You want us to continue, Mr. Weir? If you really want us to continue, just let me know. Then you'll come again. I just don't know. But it will be left of Liberians. And you are sitting near the radio this morning. We are only flagging some of these things out because when they had the power, they forget us. When they had the power, they focus on themselves. When they had the power, they are cheering what they want to enjoy. When they had the power, they are family what they want to enjoy. You that are sitting near that radio this morning, I'm speaking to your conscience.
Oh, yes.
You suffered the burden. We saw our mothers jumping on face on just to get rice in Vatan. We saw people standing in queue on the Butcher Island just to get rice. You forget so soon. People were fighting to get gasoline at various gas stations.
By this time, under the Weir administration. By this time.
I'm serious. People were standing in queue just to get gas. Gasoline went to 1,000, some more than you forget that so soon? The Liberians? You forget? We should continue. You want us to continue to flex some of the things some of the promises that you made to us. The first thing that you said to us, you forget that, but you came and built condominiums. And I like the way the LACC, the GAC, I like the way they compounded their report, and they are coming in like in bit and pieces. They're not rushing it, Harris. They're not rushing it. And this is where I will look in the face of the president now. Mr. Bwakai, I am sitting behind this bull-headed microphone and speaking to you this morning. Please, if you can do anything for the Liberian people, jets. That's all. Let the law be the law. Those that got caught up in the web, let them be prosecuted. So let's say that they're taking our taxpayer money, $25 million. They mop up the SSI, they do whatsoever they do with it. They say they carry down water side. To change it to US dollar, to change it to Liberian dollar, whatsoever it was. The stimulus package. We give it to a certain group of people today. I'm going to say that sitting right here, I never benefited from any of that stimulus package. They said they distributed rice, apple oil, and other things. But look, people in Liberia here that I know of, they don't benefit. They still are conducting us here. They just in the evil. So what next you come to tell us? What next? When you come to us as Liberians to tell us that we haven't heard about before, Harris? When you come to tell us? I just want to know, why will you come to tell us? The thing that you did is one running after you. They are like the fact that you have 6 years to prosecute the same worker that is prosecuting you today. Harris, he has 6 years to prosecute the same man that is prosecuting you today.
Oh, yes.
You don't know that? That was vice president. You were vice president, and you had the opportunity to prosecute him. You said, no. You're not prosecuting him. You're not prosecuting Kelly Joseph Kelly. Then when the man is doing it to you, he say it's wishful. Where is Samuel 12 with something called wishful? Wishful to you. You had a 6 years to prosecute people here for corruption. You said no, you will not do it. The American you're talking about today, you had the opportunity to prosecute American. The agnostic in the phone. You had the opportunity to prosecute agnostic in the phone. You said no, you're not doing it. There were other people are doing it to you, then you want to come and cry, well, let just be done. If Brekfast in his administration or people that are serving him today want to leave power, the next people that are coming there tomorrow, you will call on them to prosecute them. Well, it will not be business as usual. No, it will not be business as usual. This country will need to move forward. This country will need to develop this country. And the only way that we can develop this country is to hold people accountable for what they have done to us. They should pay. You think some of us, we don't want our children to go to best of schools for 1 year? No, we want them to. You think some of us, we don't want our children to travel like their children are traveling? No, we want them to. You think we don't want our children to be eating 2-3 times a day? We want them to. But we get just in school. They want their new stuff to get a problem. Because of what other people have done to us. What other people have done to this country. We have done to this country. How we are saying that? You will not come here and threaten the peace. You will not come here and tell us what to do. You will not come here and put fear in Liberians. No.
No, but there's no room for fear, Brekfast.
That it can work. It can work.
Well,
You're wasting your time.
no one has room for that. Mr. Weir himself, Brekfast, where my disappointment is? Weir was the one that committed himself. I mean, you can remember, man, in 2018, when George Weir promised the Liberian people.
Yeah.
I want to get this part, right? I want to get this part this morning, Brekfast. Let's listen. Let's listen to this man. They men today that say that we should. Let's listen to him. Okay, Baga.
You listen?
You listen to the commitment that George Weah made in 2018. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You listen to what George Weah committed himself. And this part of George Weah's speech, Baga, it remained in my head up to this date. And there's a specific line in this thing. He said, the overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end what? Corruption. And I promise to deliver on this stuff. Today, we have to be the men I was staying for the test someone said we should because President Braga won't fight corruption in this country. Should we even have the moral to kind of have conversation with us surrounding corruption in this country? When we're discussing our agenda about corruption, should we have the guts to talk in it? Then you say we should have conversation Braga, surrounding this thing. When we had the LSCC, when we are in his surrogates, they want to ensure that the LSCC was destroyed under his administration, especially at the time that the LSCC was working to fast-track effort in the fight against corruption. Today, we should be the men that can sit with all to have conversation. When we have Brendan Samukan and others here, that we are in his administration pressure in this country and ensure that they achieve that objective at the time. We should be the men that today will sit down with all to be having conversation and talk about our corruption in this country. When we have Kabina Jane in this place, civil society disagree with President Weah. We have judiciary organizations disagree with George Weah. We have independent institutions disagree with George Weah. We have international institutions disagreeing with George Weah. And we have ECOWAS code disagreeing with George Weah. But what did George Weah say? He said, oh, dead body that Cabinet General will go back to that era. And today what we see? Today what we see? Now George Weah can say that info today and can't about wisdom. But man, you know why in the country? But I can't tell you that we're just peaceful. I'm being frank with you. And I appreciate the Liberian people for the peace and the environment we have that we accept and embrace everything in this country. But we have to be men when having our conversation on like President Baka say like first corruption. No business as usual. Then we can sit down for can tell us that vision, someone can wish on thing. Listen, when a wish you made at the time you're in a position, we'll hunt you for it. That one I anything. So Baka have said a few things this morning. We are addressed this morning at 11 o'clock. We will say Joe Baka won't wish hunting. He a bad boss. Joe Baka won't wish on them. We will say on today that the peace of the country is being threatened by the government effort to crack down on corrupt officials.
Oh man.
We will say on today that the move at Joe Baka should be holistic and that Joe Baka should go beyond the other report he had in him currently for his administration. That when George Weah said in 2018, the overwhelming mandate he received was the mandate of first corruption. The last 6 years that he failed mercifully will be the one today he will want to use when he talk about holistic approach in the fight against corruption with the president. But I'm saying this morning that we message will make no difference. We message is like the normal way when someone dies for you. Then you have a friend call and say, oh, my man, sorry. But I'm sorry again, bring the person back. Oh, my man, yeah, you know that man was good. I know how you get that. But God, I don't think bring the person back. Now how we message will be today. You know, that solidarity we are about to share them today is with Samuel Toy to remind Toy that all the time you are in difficult times. You know, men and Toy, I understand. I mean, the coroner, what exactly he into? A man that we need counseling. So we are coming publicly to counsel Samuel Toy. We are coming publicly today to counsel Jefferson Campbell. Mind you, the last 6 years, Jefferson provided security for we are. So today, Jefferson is beyond bar. We are going to show solidarity. So Emmanuel Neiman provided religious advice. There were any religious advice because people that receive religious, advice will be reminded of their promises they made to the people and how well they can fulfill those promises. So we will have to console those individuals. United Twine as well. So individuals like that, we are how to come in a defense on today. So literally, it's not that we are statements of making a difference in this country. It's not that we are statement will change anything in this country. And furthermore, we are is coming today. The prepared text. Now we are adding
that Eugene Nangwe.
Eugene Nangwe explanation we are coming.
Yeah.
I recall Samuel Twe.
Yeah.
Even though Samuel Twe as I will do part of the speech also. That's how we get it. But if we you and I mean, Braca will find no disrespect. But if we are someone logical like you and I do, this morning, what will happen is that we all will be looking for an independent position. That if people say we serve in government, let's wait. Let's say we be direct in the only reason why they wasn't coming all behind bars is because no one to stand at home. That's it, because under our laws, when you be alleged, even the rate from the court said allegedly, all of the crimes that have been mentioned on the rate says allegedly. So if Jefferson come when others will have hired people to stand at home, by this time they're going to be us while we discuss the conversation.
Absolutely.
But because no one to stand at home and the state cannot allow them to go. So that's how the beyond bars. So if we are coming to say we should, where is the we should? When people say, Waka, you did this, come and answer to it. How does I anyway mean we should? At times I don't, oh my word. I'm so not getting this is what he said. How does that mean that someone want to wish on me? I don't get it. I feel I would have come out right here and kind of say I play the voice. Then I play the voice. Only person not me. So if I say not me, then you still won't force me and then we'll have conversation. But this is the simplest way. So the court is saying $5 million, $1 billion that you guys are being dragged into. You're coming answer to your name. But before someone before let go, that's someone can stay up. Even the job we have today are coming to talk for you. Now get in mind to go stay up. So let's say that they made it involving corruption. So we are now get in mind to go stay up. You think Name has the capacity to go stay in the bone of Jefferson Camo in that subbish?
Yeah.
Even Janga Kou had the capacity to go stay in the guy born and bring him out. They can Janga Kou's over the last 6 years, controller general of this country, accountant general can pay can pay 25% of that money and go bring that individual. But why you think they can go do it? Because in themselves, they know they have already done that independent investigation and they understand that they think not free for that money. So no one can take race for them.
Absolutely.
No one can take race for them. So the only thing, let go talk the politics, let go discuss the political side here. Let go haul and poo, let go provide a statement to say, oh, the former president talk. At the time, the officials are being dragged. But let's see, Mr. We are the law will take it close. When your officials, as you claim, are now corrupt, let's wait and see.
That's all. That's all.
Let's wait and see.
Let the law be the law.
So I don't know why you floating around.
Let the law be the law. But Harris, I just like the fact that you and I don't know yet what would be said, and we know that he will coach. I mean, I just know that I just feel that he will say he will tell the Liberian people that they should work along with the government and but some of the money there that they put talking about job, you are not even saying no about some of the money there, brother. Now all the money then they put in talk, they people in the store, Joey and Noebo. They think 13 years old. Now all the money that they made in store, Samet to a store, Joey and Noebo. Joey and Noebo son. George we have no ever son. George we have me say Sametua was the real susu pa in this country. The men used to move from ministry to ministry, agency to agency, asking y'all, how much y'all get in our agency there? How much y'all get here? The men were the one controlling everything. The brother was the one that raised the $50 million for the election.
Oh, yes.
They campaigned for CDC. The men soon used to have Baka United for the re-election of Joe here. They gave you money. This other part, the other people here, they gave you money. Where were they taking the money from? Where you took 50 million USD from to spend on your re-election bid, and then you feel miserably. You know, when I hear some of them saying that, less than 1%, blah blah blah, bro. When somebody defeats you, just one person difference, you are defeated. With the amount of money that you spend, when they were going to be the one that spend such a money in Liberia here, it's gonna be a total different ball game. It was gonna be a total different ball game. So here we are now, folks. For me, I know that we are still maintaining that peace ambassadorial position, you know, and I know that man, he just come into and then go get on playing again and move on here and go enjoy himself. They better quit the fly. So the man can move on here again and go somewhere and go relax. For some, you know, the man can talk and get some small mouth from him and then rap it. You listen to they got the message, we can maintain money. In 2 years time, you'll see you can't get begging around here, and that's just what will happen. All the money that the brother made from soccer, when it can go down, then Liberian money will get swept behind. Then our money will get swept behind. You think when I finish, it will finish. It will finish. Once you using money and not replacing it, it will finish. So all the properties that you having, if you know that you acquire them rightfully, not only George Weah, but any other person, the Kalasco, even the Janga Co, the Sametua, the Nathaniel McGill, the Jefferson Koji. If you know that you acquire your properties rightfully, why be afraid, Harris? Why should I be afraid that I know that this cell phone belongs to me and I bought this cell phone from the store? I get my receipt for it. Nobody will come and threaten me that, oh, you stole this cell phone.
Oh, yes.
Nobody, absolutely nobody.
No, I mean, no.
So why would I be afraid, Harris? Why would I be afraid?
And this is the question we'll continue to ask. What's the fear?
What's the fear?
And especially we ain't just in that thing right away. We say, come tell the thing here, right? Come tell us how is it possible that you're able to do this and do that. Then you say we should. So we'll go to the phone lines. We get to the phone lines. We take calls. Come shortly, we will bring you the GSC report as well.
Okay.
But let's take calls on this matter. 080-561-644. 0880561-644, 0778-665-699 are the numbers. So talk to the very first.
Yeah, the women line for the women can call 0776-549122. For the ladies,
we have been trusting our president. We have to only the alien selling government.
Yeah.
and audit this government so you will know where you are selling. You say no, we are all interrelated.
Say grandma
when you die, I'm singing. Nah. Yeah, cry now.
Your line is bad. Okay, 0778 665 699 Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I see you.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on the discussion this morning. Following you from Rehab Brekfast. Yeah, you know what the solution, and they are all around saying that George Weah, he is the president, and besides George Weah, they not get no president now, and that George Weah can't turn it on it now. So all those things, like they are blind people. They can see. They don't know what was going on in this country. And you saying that the money that Nathaniel McGill, all those people, the money that they stole, Joe, we don't know about son. A Joe, we are that was impressing the people to go take the money. Even he don't know about son, but he didn't want give them the power to go. To be in a particular position that they were in. So even when they take the money, that Joe we don't know about it. Joe we don't know about it.
Okay.
I didn't want to give them the power.
Okay. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Take this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good morning. I'm Paola Janje Jackson calling for Kiwi.
Go on.
I think it's so much for the courage to speak on some of the things. You know, all the money the people use during the election. They felt they were going to come back to power. You know what I mean? And let's say 50 million. That 50 million that you used to campaign, you couldn't give it to people that even, can you imagine, people work on beaches, cleaning other people's toilet, and they never pay them. You see a 7 crying hard to get money. Those that were working, those nurses, they were crying. They couldn't get money, but they were able to put 50 million also. Just to run campaign, giving it to Sokos, coming in ghetto, people that they are enslaved with drugs, to get their money for them to run campaign for them. People who don't even have voting card. So I don't know why the people were already thinking of. So we're waiting to hear what you will say today. Maybe you will say another rhetoric again because we Liberians, I don't really know what happened to sedition because they went together and they drink some kind of water that they can't even reason. So we're waiting to hear what you will say today. No. Because some of them finish calling you already. The rest of the other guys they finish calling you already to say what you're supposed to say. So we're waiting to hear what you will say.
Okay, thank you. We'll leave it at this person from this end. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
You are educating most of us. Some people will really know about government and you know what say to his former president. Let him prepare himself better and give proper speech. It should not bring problem. Because where we are sitting, the old man is trying his best and see what he can do. So we appealing to him, anything he want to say, because those people that are behind him, they don't have hate, they don't understand themselves. So they must take time. What all you want to say, you must say something better so our peace can continue. That's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so kindly for your point. 0778 665 699 080561644 are the numbers to be part of the conversation. This person, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Student.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Kamari. My name is Amran Mohammed Kamara, and I join you this morning on 72nd. There are few things I want to discuss. Number one, the issue about the misconception that Georgia or the CDC used $15 million, I think is a myth. I do not believe it. I don't even think they really use quite $10 million during the election.
Okay.
All of these monies will be confiscated. All of this money will be sent in a private accounts. If this money was being spent, you that in that studio comedy, you could have been paid, and you could have been bought. That's just the reality. Like Buck said, and you said you concur with Buck, right? You guys were going to be clearly compromised because they were going to strip the election in any means possible. Any means possible. There is no way you can use $50 million in an election, as well. Look at the type of society and the country that you're dealing with. And Liberians are hungry. 99% of Liberians are hungry. And you think they will not think their minds upside down? It's not possible. That's number one. Number two, the issue about maintaining the peace and stability of this country is far more bigger than Georgia and far more bigger than even the current president of the republic. It's far more bigger than anybody. If you come in, there are some freedoms that are limited. Every freedom have a limit. That's just the reality. Even if you say, "Oh, you are a dog," it has a limit. So you must be careful what to say and how you go about saying it. Because any mistake, especially when you're a leader that people follow. Joe, you may have issues but the man is naturally influential. So if you're going on the national platform or you want to say something, be very careful how you go about doing it because the thing is so fragile.
And that's what I'm saying, because the peace is fragile, so no one threatened the peace. I believe you have been following in recent days and you follow up and know that the threatening remarks are coming are not from any other private citizens, but rather those of the CDC. So if you say you try to resist government effort, in a fight against accountability, then I think you have a greater responsibility as well. We'll take this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go on.
Good morning.
Go on the live.
Good morning.
Go on the live.
Okay. This is Merlin Kekula from Peaceville. I just called to say that sure we are lost the election. And the problem they created for this nation. Hearing that he coming out to address the nation like a president where people are all around saying that he as president, I think he's coming out to do these things like inciting the public. Anything goes wrong in this country, he will be reliable for it. Let him sit down, let him get a chance. The mess they created, let them wait, let us try to clean up the mess. Enough is enough. He should be ashamed of himself why he got all his government officials have stolen our money. People here suffering, no job. He's nothing coming out of it. When the president address nation, not the president you want to address nation. People who come bring problems to us.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming. We take this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, in studio there.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on the discussion. You know, my brother, this country, people take the country to be fun. I'm calling for Lower Johnson Valley District 2. I'm Kukwe introduction. This country, people always take the country to be a playground. Let me tell you something. That the caller just called a few days, a few minutes, telling you that you should benefit from having 16 million. You know, this country, people take their country to just be someone and just do. Look at the kind of online you gave me. Those instances. It's not something that you guessing and saying it. It's not something that you're saying that you accuse this man. We're looking at accountability. Now, my problem with him right now, what the lady just said, oh man, sit down and relax your mind and concentrate on your future. Say your children enjoying, and we're already capping right here. Thank you for that millions of dollars you got. You left the football field, you came with me president. That was enough for you. Now, the detractors that behind you, nothing good they get to give you. Your children enjoying from playing football this and that, and eating $1 per day, $1 all guys that got over there tomorrow. I mean, today, when they leave from over there, I bet you follow them to their houses and see what they get to eat. Let me tell you something. That problem not no reality. There's accountability. We're talking about government that are responsible. Yeah, they're not protecting on here. You take money, you eat money, you start talking. Yeah? You know, go rid of Cabinet Janaya, they're not wasting. The definition of wasting. I want to explain it to the Labrepo what they call wasting. Let me get clear definition of wasting. Yeah,
when people begin vector mass here in the country. What's saying they're talking all funny thing here. They're not taking abroad to be a personal property where you can just get out and talk anything you want to talk. He play with the country. He say anything that would disturb the country. Our future children got you in the country to live their life. Anything, any attempt to disrupt the system, my brother, we running government, man. We're not running carbon so. That's not boss for.
Believe it.
Yeah, we are just the country, just be their playground. You got people robbing the system and not being able to vote. You left Eddie. You say Eddie 80%. You can't grade me in school 80%. You understand? Then you see me coming back and say, wait on. What you call wait on?
Okay. I'll leave you on my word. Leave you right there. 0778665699. 080561644. This person. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you. You know, every time the child will cry, woof, 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 woof. When people go into his rescue, then he say, I get job, yo. This time we have the real wolf in town. You know, these people, they milk this country as if it was their personal property or it was their inheritance. They did whatever they wanted to do in this place because there was nobody to question them. And you can't lead a country of 5+ million people in that manner and form. When the Liberian crowd on President Weah audited the past government, he said we were interrelated, and as such, it was going to be hard to fight corruption. Well, a government that runs on interrelatedness, you know, will never succeed. So let them stop crying wolf around here. You know, all of the time they were talking behind Gagradia, Pagu is strong. That now we know that somebody strong is on board.
Okay.
Papa Joe Baga, you are strong.
Okay. Okay, we'll take this one for the diaspora. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. My name is Douglas. Thank you for the program.
Let's hear you, Douglas.
Thank you. I don't know how these guys feel, you know. Look, Rani Samoka spent a lot of money in local council. But because of corruption, this is why he was denied a seat. Look, we are looking at the process, but I don't think Georgia will put himself into problem. It happened in several years, you know. And the guy that was there before, I think, move or something before Baikroma, he was involved in a lot of corruption. Even ECOWAS came in and the president said no, they are not going to listen to ECOWAS, and they try to make them to pay some of the money. So they got to go after these guys. If they can go after other people, they should go after them. George, we are saying anything, he must respect the peace. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the program.
Thank you, Douglas. As always, joining us there from Europe. We'll take more calls this morning. This person is right here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. This is Pascal Davis.
Go ahead, Pascal.
I've been done, so at least I'm okay. So, you know, sometimes.
Pascal, go to the point quickly. I beg you.
Pascal, get well soon, brother. We never knew that you are sick, brother.
My people.
Oh, man, wishing you well.
I'm wishing you well, my man.
You pushing me to go to the point.
Man, wishing you well, my man.
I'm wishing you well. I said.
Yeah, I'm okay now. I'll recover fully.
Okay, go ahead.
So, George Weah did not deny Mr. Brandon Samoka, except we want to pretend. There was the Lord. He went to the lower court, convicted, taken a Supreme Court, convicted. Air court. Friday, the old man in the inferior setting below will not know because we're not children. Kabina Janet. He was impeached. All in Lagos who went to school, who's supposed to go to school and know the law. But to some extent, because of our time, we would pretend. Impeachment proceedings start on the lower house. Even your
and when Kabina Janet went, also you want all that give the time for you to flow.
No, you want the conversation now.
You want just give the time for you to flow. What kind of man so?
Well, I've not made any error. So what is
no? I Kabina. You know what from the top. So
the guy when they calling me to have conversation with them on any show, I always feel weak because for me there is no.
Brother, I ask you a very simple question. Then you're talking about court bidding again. What was the message from ECOWAS court?
Hey, my brother, there is no court. Not even the higher court in America can deny us. Can deny this. Not even the court in America. That's the reason why my girl, other people still go right. No court.
I don't know. I'm saying, listen, no one is agreeing with you. If you say there's no court within the context of Liberia, but Liberia is signatory as well to other establishments. For instance, Liberia, I'm coming. Liberia is a part of the ECOWAS code as well. So by understanding, if this is a conversation, ECOWAS, because you are a member of that institution as well, they provide jurisdiction over it. That's why when your citizens feel disenchanted as per the rule of law here, and they take an appeal to ECOWAS also look into the matter. So the one you want to bring about Kabina Janet, and you expect you to be talking about in Pascal seriously, because your government now, if for instance you will go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court they don't rule your favor, and you feel that you still have a genuine point, you yourself, Pascal, will take an appeal to the ECOWAS court.
So as the ECOWAS court be able to turn and take a decision as they requested us to do.
So now, Pascal, before we take leave of you, what's when Pascal?
Pascal, why I can be angry?
Pascal,
I can't afford to make when I will feel that my opinion seems to be different. And because it's different, you will not agree. Now,
you see that.
The only reason why
Pascal,
you put me back and forth because it's the truth.
No, Pascal, you say
Pascal.
So why has Mr. Brekfast, the president of this country, not appointed Kabina Janet to the Supreme Court? Why has he not done that?
You want is it the president?
Mama, you be asking the kind of elementary question. Why you be asking the kind of question, Pascal? You be asking why the president appoint Kabina Janet? I mean the appointment of a person have to be your consent, or the president have to say because he want to appoint a person to satisfy you. Let me ask you the kind of lazy question, man. Good morning, thanks for joining us. No quality for the long Pascal.
Good morning, Good morning, Comrade Brekfast.
Welcome.
This is the voice of studies. I'm the chairman of the movement again, but this morning I joined from rehab.
Okay.
This country is interesting. When you listen to some of our friends on the defensive today and yesterday, they said everything was right. They were celebrating the convention of Brandon Samuka. We not say wage home. Nobody call it wage home. But today, there's an arrest warrant of Samuel 12. Our friend on the internet say wage home. Wage home. But yesterday, a man was elected by his people to represent his people. But you say you want a man. You find someone where you compare that man, you pay a job for him. Nobody call it wage home. We not gather to the Supreme Court. We not went nowhere as a party. We sat there, we said that the law. Today, Samuel 12, other people, you calling it wage home. What type of country is this? What type of country we find ourselves? Look, come in Braga, this government is a responsible government. People like Pascal, we understand the pain they're going through. We understand the frustration because these were guys, the families that want, we are come by 7-10, maybe you'll get someone at 16 minutes or job, something. So they put in their all to make we have to be really. And unfortunately, we have lost the election. So the anger, every time that we call it, hear the name Brekfast, they hear the name, the party, they vest. That's why some of us, we're not vest, we're not angry because
All we want is this country to be on par. All we want for investment to come in the country, the way Pascal say he educated, that he can get better job. The way someone else say they went to school, that they can get better job. But every morning they wake up, they angry. Why you gonna be angry for?
They're always angry.
They made always angry. I tell you, come here. This guy when this thing will go out Facebook page, they may just wake up and just talk to him like, look at your mail. I lost your Howard, the guy who was with Samuel to it. This man talking about wishing. What the meaning of wishing if you define wishing? Now when you invite asking, I say, come here, what is wishing? Your boss man, there's an allegation where your boss man had like he stole money. Let your boss man run it away. Let him come facing justice system. The same justice system that Barney Samuel facing that he was convicted. Why your boss man running away from it now? And these are people that say the law is the law. The law is the law. Also the law changed now under President Bwaga. I think under Mr. Bwaga there is a better law than Mr. Weah. All of people facing justice system. You keep the power, you did not all it. You went after a few group of people who you feel were powerful. Now all of people say we are all it, you first. And let me tell them this. These were guys who were posting on Facebook. Why they don't want all it? Why they want all it? They do all it now. You say wait on. Why is wait on? Look, come Pascal, we honor say a pin, we see a pin. We know how angry you are, but you have to pay because Mr. Bwaga there will now to 2029.
Okay.
So y'all can do anything.
Okay, we'll leave you to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kewan, and I call you from around Jacobstown.
Go on, Hussein.
I want to say thank you for the opportunity, continuing you have the expectation that you are being in power for the next 6 years. I know what it takes. I think Pascal should be listening to the president. Our former president will be speaking at 11 o'clock this morning, so that they can really gain that momentum, because I think I've been lost. The issue of tolerance, you have to tolerate, but also on their platforms and with the so this country will get better, and all of us have to work together to make it better. There are times we will criticize government. There are times we critique officials of government, but unless in the 6 years of President Weah, nobody could do that. JB Brahma was expelled from ERBC only because he had disagreement. Eugene Falcon disagreed with the president. He was dismissed. So under this regime, people have disagreed. Look at the orator speech that's going on. But officials of government have different views, and discussing it differently. Nobody has issue, because that is what democracy calls for. You understand? So we have to tolerate everything that has to do with democracy in our country. Thanks you guys continue to do the work, but I know those guys will not accept the defeat. Let the face here in. It's difficult. Thank you.
Thank you, Zen. We'll take a few more calls. 0778 665699 080561644 at the numbers and be part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for a beautiful topic this morning. My name is Nipan Tirate. I call from the Polo Nukuta.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our brother from the TUC been drinking from the fountain of Donald Trump in America. Donald Trump was president. Evading taxes and doing all kinds of things when the people go, fake news. When people they have a person that they don't person on the corner, they don't mention shy. They found out that's not fake news. Donald Trump was voted out of office. To go after him. Which one? Since he left out of power, he put his out of some of their officials. Which one? So they just copycat. They copycat. It's a responsible person. We are saying, if you get a public office and you steal, the law will go after you. I heard a recording on phone last night. The law will go after you. You see people who are pushing up. I want to talk about 50 million. You know what it means to charter or helicopter?
Yeah.
To be dropping pre-map battle to all the places, Grand Coup, where some of all over here, working on investment care people to Grand Coup is standing up to with president the great Nima County, the great Bond County. How many human beings living in Grand Coup? They're not looking for other places. They try in Grand Coup to succeed there. They go to 4 years, no way. He ever arrested a helicopter with pre-map battle. They talking about 1%. I go and George Bush, all the different 500 votes. But yesterday, no president in the United States of America elected president. So let it be there. You see people who consider defeat. They say, oh, Kojina say, oh, the spoke, but the party will speak. You want to chair, say, oh, yeah, someone with nothing, I made something. And you had the opportunity, I give you all the support. You didn't do it. You say 2029, you don't want 2029, but 2023 is here.
Okay.
Put it your way.
All right.
You don't do nothing.
Thank you so much for calling in this morning, and we would like to recognize some of our online platform guests. Let me say those that are following us through our Facebook page. Theophilus will say good morning. I'm watching live from my end. Keep up the good work, guys. Samuel Jacob speaking say good morning, Punch FM. I'm watching live from my home. Mariam Bimba say I'm watching. Then we have Vamus Mohammed Keita say I'm watching from Corwell Township. Okay. Flumo Kobe say I'm good morning, Punch FM, Punch Radio. I'm watching live from Puebla when time. My name is Flumo Kobe. Okay, S. Aliyu Ayuba Keita say good morning, Boaka and Harris. I'm following you closely from the University of Liberia. Good morning. Ansu Coleman say good morning. I'm following from the Economic Freedom Fighter House in Liberia. Sando Brunel say you have a great show voice. I am watching from Staunton, LA. That's the USA. Okay. Leo Cisse say when you begin Patricia. All right. I don't know what you're talking about there, Leo. Say I'm then Samuel Ballet say I'm following from Gun. Theophilus Kwe say we arrested people or someone for illegal money, but they escaped overnight. Should we say no top government official were involved in this escape? Should we say some official government involved in Liberian, you are in jail by now. Okay, so we stop it. The Isaka Chevy say good morning, Punch FM family. I'm following from District 12. Ato Kone say the volume is back. Okay, I think we have worked on that. Comfort gave us he even had time to audit my Ellen government. My Ellen told him to take care of she and her family. He was there grading my Ellen 80%. So okay, those that are following us through our Facebook page, you can stay keep the comments coming in. We'll read it. I will stay taking your calls on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 088 0561 644 The women line is 776549122. Once again, the women line 0776549122. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, studio. Good morning. Here's Andrew Wiesel from Reservoir Community, the Puerto Parliament. How you coming on?
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Okay, thank you. My brother, we can see and hear the frustration of Pascal. You know, thank God at least your platform is open to everybody. Thank God you are not pick and choose in this conversation and even other conversation to come.
Mm-hmm.
Look, when Liberians were crying that there was corruption, rampant corruption, even anything to the tune of Buka, putting, you know, the people you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it, you could feel it, you could hear it. But now justice have been open to those, that fairly. So the Liberians now are watching. No people, then Pastor, then they shouldn't be around to be complaining. Nobody saying that Simon or any government official is corrupt. And third, the law can finally come up with a judgment.
Yeah.
But the problem when the people have been called to explain themselves, yet they go and explain themselves. My brother, the thing I'm going on is to say it was Unity Party that carried on that path. And up to now, CDC government is in power. My brother, there were going to be lot of words and action in this country.
Okay.
Listen to what you saw. What happened to Lamon Samuka? And he for let it go. He for let it go. It could be other people. We know that we can see. My brother, this is Liberia.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Liberia 0778 665 continuously. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, the name is Ezekiel S. Morba Jr. And I call you this morning from District 1 Margibi Kandi.
Okay, Ezekiel, welcome.
Yeah, I've been following your show, and I must admit that you have a wonderful conversation this morning. But the thing is, in this country, we always place self-interest, political interest above Liberia interest. What is the primary thing for all of us as Liberians is to do things that will move our country forward. I see no reason if there is a suspicion or there is an alarm and you are called to clear your side. Honestly speaking, some people are misinterpreting the call of these guys. They are not saying that they are guilty of the crime. The government is saying that we noticed XYZ amount, got missing, and you were involved. So all we need is clarity. Mind you, at the end of the day, these people could be vindicated. But the fact of the matter is justice was served. So I don't want the sedition to see corruption. Should we let go? No. This is not a war against CDC. This is about breaking back to the Liberian people what were illegally taken from them. My brother, when you go to the hospital these days, no drugs. You go to the rural area to even get there with roads, no good roads. 500,000, $500,000, $1 billion. These are things that could be used to improve the livelihood of our citizens.
Sure.
In economics, we say the success of a government is measured by the living condition of its citizens. People are living in destitution. We want to find for whosoever people inside people make it to know that there's a war against the green and the blue revolution. We don't want to kind of a thing because it will only bring backwardness to our country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And let me say this before I take more calls on this topic here. When the former president, in person of Josh Manawia, had the opportunity to have audited people that they are pointing finger at today. The lack of the seeing Joseph Boakai today. He served in government. He served as vice president for Ellen 12 years. You had the opportunity. This is my point. This is my call. You had the opportunity to have audited this man. You had the opportunity to have audited Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president. You had the opportunity to have audited Amara Kone. You had the opportunity to have audited all of the law, the cabinet ministers under Ellen's administration. Did we, the ordinary Liberian, stop you? No. Did we call for it? Yes, we did call for it. This audit report that is coming up now, was it done under Joe Buckey's administration? No. The audit report was conducted even under your watch as president, Josh Weah. It was under your administration when the audit report came out. But you said no, you are not working, you never look at that same audit the audit report now that the Union Party is using. It was there. They conducted the audit. The GSC, the LACC, everybody conducted the audit. They conducted the audit. But what we saw, auditors were killed. Auditors were dying all around here because of this same audit now that we are going through. The audit now that we are going through. When they were conducting the audits, the auditors were dying. The auditors were dying. So now it is free. Now you can do your audit. You as an auditor, your audit report can come out. You will not die. This time around, auditors are celebrating their own work. The people are celebrating because they are seeing the effort that they put behind the auditing here is now being implemented. Why cry wolf? Why are you afraid of? If you know that if I Bwaka sitting behind this microphone, if I know that somebody accused me that, oh, I stole money, somebody come and tell me, say, oh, Bwaka, you stole. And I know with him, I said that, no, I never got, I don't get myself involved into it. You can carry me to any court in this country. I know if him, I said that I'm free. I know if him, I said that I'm free and happy. Some of them left from here, they went to the ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court judged me, say, rule in their favor. You need deny them. All I can say, they just talk about Samuel Tour, then you're running around here. The day the audit report come out on the MCC and Koji will be called up in the web. Why you will say, oh, you think that they not audit the MCC? Or you think that the maritime that Eugene Nangwe will air? You think that they put an audit air? You think that the Ministry of State that Maggie was serving in, you think that the audit report on the Ministry of State, if you read it, you will know what I'm talking about. Then somebody want to come and tell us that we shouldn't go against the law. We just don't want people wish one thing and talking say, oh, it's wish one thing. No. Just go and step. That's all.
You get there, and as a way only become frightened when there is some hailing motive of which they know that it's about to be on earth. So like that, they will come in defense and want to. And I don't know why we take the word from wish on. I don't get it. I don't get it. Buckeye. Primitive way, Buckeye. I mean, for those of you who think in that direction, and this is of no fear, that if the president suspends central bank governor, then someone say the president wish hunting. Why in the world you don't see what a corporate institution, what a private institution, if there is ongoing investigation and the head of that institution is dragging that investigation, then you say the member sent out on a job while the investigation is on, is being carried out. Do you know what they call conflict of interest? Do you know people influence to implement? People ability to influence the process. Parkai, the president suspended Taru because it is the best administrative practice that if you're in this position and because there's an audit being carried out or there is an investigation ongoing, current as we speak, and you are party to this process, you needed to provide your account, you cannot sit on the job. No, you cannot sit on the job. You will be suspended off your position, and after the investigation, the findings are concluded and presented to the president, and the recommendations therefore from those findings is what the president will act on. I was reading through the GSA report. Buckeye. If since then the report came out, I just been playing lesser fear of it. It was last night I took my time to read the report. And Buckeye, this country is crippled. In the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this country is crippled. I want to get to that report. I want to get to the GSC report so I can read out a few lines there from that report, what it says about the Central Bank of Liberia. Oh my word, this internet. Oh my word. Oh my word. I don't know, Baka, whether you have the report from your end. What I'm trying to get
CBL governor on yesterday, Aloysius Talu. He's out, and I know piercing, piercing him will beyond everything in that place there, and we stay waiting for the action that will be taken against us too. We are still waiting because folks, this thing is about not you and I, but it's about Liberia now. And we as Liberians, yeah, my friend and brother Alania, you can call and be a part. So we're still taking, of course, what Harris is going through. I saw something on social media. I'm still trying to verify it. Let me take this call here quickly. This morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Walker.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Alani Akroma, and I'm calling from my Painesville residence.
Okay.
So it is saddening to hear people crying the kind of cries that they have crying now about being witch hunted. I mean, this is the time that Liberians to sit
Yeah.
That's it. Crying. Liberia is for everyone, not setting a group of people. If the people given an opportunity to come to power and serve them to the best of their ability. But so your comment in
Thanks so much, Alania, for calling in and making your contribution. Yes, let's take some more calls here. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. For the second time, they just only came to my mind. Yeah, the guys coming up. I just monitor through event right now. Former city mayor calling the mayor Mr. Boga. No, you know they did respect. I don't let people calling your president the kind of name you want to call him. Are we not really educated in the country that calling former president that lost power to another person? Then you say you recognize it, you don't recognize the person proper. Are these things really right? Those surely guys are real blind loyalists. I don't expect you to be telling our president, our sitting president, Mr. Boga, are you Mr. there? So why are you thinking? You think that will not only no, wait, hair will roll, my brother. I don't care how you feel. Hair will roll. You run a government as a college just say. At the end of the day, you finish working good. The person you didn't work good can prove it.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. We're still taking your calls. Let's take somebody from this line here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother Boga Ama Kamara.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
All right. My name is Josiah Smoke calling from the Common Peace Island. Commonly called 540.
Okay.
My brother Boga, I don't know where some of us thinking, no, hearing and listening are two different things. The indictment by the court. The indictment, they're not carrying President Boga name. The indictment came from LACC to the Monrovia Federal Court. They didn't get Jomo to say black and white. And let me say this. Indictment that doesn't mean at the end of the matter, not you guilty. It's allege. Come and prove yourself. We see some discrepancy. We see some money that was expended no account. Come and tell us because you are the hand of power. Come and explain to us what you know about this thing. For your explanation, the covenant traditions, that one will indict you, that one will say you guilty or you're not guilty. That's not the end of the matter. That's what I'm saying in around here. No, President, we are elected 2017. It was one of the greatest things that President we are going to see county votes. Because on the board, we say Ambassador Boakai, our government at the time store for the Liberian people, Molwa Molu, Kanye Bakpa, the state of Emmanuel Ambassador for stations, and when they come to power, they're going to honor it. They failed to do this and they kill their other reports. Why they did not muster the courage to invite these people? They put our Charles Ellie, don't know about it, in Greece, Sudia. At the end of the day, they told us they were not guilty. They called Ross Ellie, he brought Luka down. Why they didn't bring Ross Ellie to vote to cheer us? When the brothers was trying to show opportunity, they said the old man said why did they not bring that report and invite them for questioning? It's not well done. It is about doing the right thing. The only thing we are saying, it should be done right. It should not be it should not be just somebody targeting people and what I do. It should be done the right way.
Okay, my brother.
Through the process.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Let me take another person here. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. Let me say good morning to you and Harris. Thank you. Let me say good morning to the many listeners on the broadcast. My name is William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District City, headed by educators, thank you. You see, for me, the new English are not kind of real now, which one for me, I love that English. That's good. For us, it's that we can on witchcraft with prayer. And to the governmental setting, people who support state resources, who loot state resources, for the benefit of the detriment of the struggling masses, we refer to those people as crack because of which talented behavior they carry on. You cannot look at the public money, group of people money that's supposed to take and be put into the education center to be quality or education society or give a quality healthcare society, and you take it for your personal gain for you and your family. That witchcraft has to carry on with other people. So when it comes to government, the only tools I can be on those witchcraft, it is the rule of law. So I agree with them that it is a witch hunt. Because when you corrupt, you are a witchcraft. All right? And there's something need to haunt you. And that thing will be the rule of law that will use to haunt you. And let me tell them, let me define the real witch hunt for them. Punishment, but rather to pardon him. That is the real witch hunt. Witch hunt is when you remove stability, the method you people to Equaco and he won your external people there, that man will not receive the damn from us. That is the it happened in the same year, the necessary to the court, he wanted to the lower court, he said, no, I said, if you get to the upper court, and instead of that again, when you're standing or he laughed, that's the time the court have to clear that man to make the registration establish that
Let's take another person from line 1. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Good morning, Mr. Kawe. I'm calling from Korea, Kalama.
Okay, Mr. Kawe.
Yeah, you know, they order here in Botswana, the government are there. Every 3 months, the president, the minister, the auditor. When the minister went, after the order him, he found guilty. He went to the president to help me. The president, I can't help you. That's what to be. Because when other people get that tomorrow, they will know, they say, when you do the thing, they will order you. So, government will be correct. You see, but the people are saying, the CDC people are saying, big crime, crime. That crime there, lost story the poor money, they said, no, go order you. They will say, no. Then what the people say, you story money, not true. If I know they say, I'm criminal. If it came to court, I will go there to defend myself. I will go there to defend myself. I'm not criminal.
Eight 080561644. 08805611644. Or the women can call on 0776549122. Yeah, that's the women line. That's 0776549122. The lines that you can call, and you will be live with us this morning. Let's take this person on the line here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
My name is I just joined you from Stintor this morning. Yeah, I answer from Harris when you asked where we we are told us that this United Party, he created them. He gave them 80 plus, percent. So where in this world you went to school, then the principal I was at the time, when we are created United Party led government 80+%. So I see no reason why United Party, led by JMB, will go back and audit the past United Party government Ellen Johnson self. So, and the second institution needs to know is that the current audit is out. It was conducted from 2018 to 2023. So are they telling us that the people that did the audit who really appointed them, that let them tell us who appointed them? Is the appointed people that were not in their interest? Then they should be able to tell us. If not, then why the audit was on the table of the president, and the president failed to act to bring or to have brought those people to account. So judicial should stop making unnecessary argument around here, because bro, this is why some of us voted JMB. Like I said, all the DJ people are working vote, and I'll use it wisely going election. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We still taking your calls on this line 0778 665 Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where you joining us from?
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Your name, sir?
I'm the political portrait Lubumba. I'm the chair on the response and the attacking team of the rescue mission. And fortunately today for me, today is my debut on the Punch Radio. And I want to say thanks to you guys for doing a good job. Much. The people we told the people in this country, President Brekfast sleeping. The old man is old. The old man laying down, he will not get up. Get up. The papa is about to work. Your thing, but right around, baby, there around me, the old man don't want to do our job. No. When we left September 17, 2023, we were in that water, is nowhere. Baby in that dirty water, you know what we were baby to see that people who stole public funds should be accountable. They should be accountable for their stewardship. That's what we are saying. We voted this old man so that one from Tapeta can move the water Swedru. So that we are celebrating. So it's more you put in that you would thwart, you would divert the issue to come and say, which one, that one, which one is there for accountability. Accountability, the definition for accountability is there for which one. So you get confused the dictionary for any word here now. To the point, seditions, I'm begging you. When Samuel 12 was very malicious, when his woman and children was in Arabic, yo, even Gary, when Jefferson Kochi, when his wife was in America, they enjoying it. They don't know you. Akara Gray, he took his wife from Lagos somewhere, just for it. To go to London, to Paris, to D. You want to come and demonstrate along with us, then we'll do that. You are serious. When they got it, Summit where he worked at Chile, I appreciate they are in one of the 5-star hotels. That brother is paying millions of dollars on them. Where are you? You are in Sunway. You are in West Point. Tell him, let him bring his wife and children to be at the front of that demonstration. Then you will listen to him. Like me, like coaching. He wife and children in America. Tell him, coaching. You want to go to demonstrate? Bring your wife and children. Let be at the front of that demonstration.
All right.
It's a portrait of law. President Brekfast is doing our job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thanks for calling in 0778 665 Let's take somebody here. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where you joining us from?
My name is Eddie, so I'm calling you from Kalando, the Vipisa District 10.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say to all my brethren is sedition. So, sedition party, they want beyond the mentality, mongrel war baboon draw. I can't bring it, when they were hard, I can't bring it, kind of get a reality, they good, and they about to stay in poverty, so I want to want. We can go fast and go be a people. They can demonstrate.
Okay.
The matter will put the country on fast. And then roll. If I say Papa when they found guilty, they will carry them broad street. Everybody go look and get when they far on their body.
No, my man, we're not doing like that. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's take this
Yeah,
person.
Waka.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, morning, Marcy.
Marvin, welcome.
Yeah, I can tell you all I can say. I say the spirit. The spirit wake up, the spirit can perform when the living human being. The spirit performing my song. You know, so much. Pascal David, they will worry that 3 money is okay, you can't get it. And I enjoy the money. You are stopping. You want to force information about this. That time, look at the now, what time? Yeah, we're talking. Man, our money will give it. But what is the last say? What is going to say? The family will say, the family will say, thank you.
Okay, Bobby, thanks for calling in. We're still taking your calls. The women line is 077 654 9122 for women, 077 654 9122 for the ladies. The men can call on 0778 665 699. Let's take another lady on this line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
They have a wish one day. You're thinking this morning for the topic. I forgetting walking on the street, opening their arms and behaving as if to say, you are the president. Even the president said, what parade the street as compared to Jefferson coaching. Then you refer to the president as made a Bwaka then. It's President Bwaka that made a Bwaka. So he not fear God. That was someone that will tell me that at the end of the day, but I sorry for sedition. Who always go on top of motion at
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. We're still taking your calls. We have roughly about 6 more minutes to go. So we can take 3 more calls. Then we wrap it up on today's edition of the show. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Your name, where joining us from?
My name is Ishmael David. I'm calling you from 16th Street.
Okay, Mr. Davis. Go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, they were Ollie like powerful. So I will need my song. I want to change the name to Ollie. Because the Ollie.
On this other line. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Bogger.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to your many listeners and to your co-host. Bogger, this is Bobby Abumeska. I joined the discussion from District 6 this morning at Tikoboro. Let me appreciate you and let me appreciate His Excellency Dr. Joseph Nima Boyka for what he is doing and continues to do for the Liberian people. So Boyka, they are proud of their vote because the same Emmanuel Iwi, the former Emmanuel Iwi, Honorable Boyka, is running the country. So Liberia are well pleased with the kind of leader that they are, and the leader can listen to its people. So we are asking the matter with a wish on issue. If it is a wish on, let there be a wish on to restitute this total money for the government. We cannot
What I will pay that a huge amount of money. Then it continues to go in the country, cover and see. Go out the Zero Hospital. School is about to open. No benches in the Zero government school. Public school. Go to the go to GSK. No medication. For one man, so for 16 for more $1 What are you doing with that money? Or you just want to put the other people in continuum for there? So, Honorable Broker said, no, there will be no business as usual, and he is telling by that war. Even if there must be a president that even anybody in his government for in the act of corruption, you will be prosecuted by the GSC, and we will not let you go on notice. The same way we are beaten, we beat
Okay, Bobby.
They will use that money on hospital and on school.
Bobby, thank you so much, Bobby. Let's take another person from this line here. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, this is Eddie Zoy again calling you from District Kalano. I want to say something, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, waste my ugly babu, waste my and babu then wait, babu ready to operate.
Okay, let's take another person. We are already out of time. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, morning.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, the only thing I'm talking about, there's a poverty, and the course for the thing that job you are. So if any poverty was only happening at the course again, deal first. Then all the course and they're leaving the course and paying attention to the players.
They say in the army before you go to the general, you can kill all the army, the people there around before you reach to the general. Because when you reach to the general now, there will be nobody there to protect the general. You know that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, let me say one thing. The reason and the solution now all this the legislative party government because they want to do the same thing. What happened to the legislative party? If you want, are you all in room or you are there? You want to take a room? So what happened?
All right, thank you. Let's cross over to our man Figo Masare for the news summary this morning. Is already the time for that. Let's take him. Then we can wrap it up. Figo, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Boaka, and welcome to a Punch News Summary with me, Figo Masare. Just what the 18 to 2023 report currently being looked into by the National Legislature. Government of Liberia has reiterated that the review of Liberia's 177th Independence Day orator does not affect the views of the government. Information Minister Jerome PSS, Dr. Robert Pelly, spoke as a private citizen. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has called for a renewed and comprehensive approach to tackling corruption in Liberia. Madam Sirleaf highlighted the need for preventive measures and the importance of instilling values of honesty and integrity from a young age. And the Chief Executive Officer of the Restoring Hope Foundation, Madam Ableta Pasawe, has made an urgent appeal to national government international partners to assist in enabling 250 Liberian children commence schooling by September this year. In her appeal, Madam Pasawe highlighted the immense challenges she faced in managing the foundation affairs. Point News Summary, Figo Mansari. Good morning.
Thanks so much, Figo Masare. We wrap it up this morning on the show, but before we go, a few people. Louis Kaziba say I'm watching from Rhode Island. Thanks for the show. Okay, Louis Prince Johnny say I'm firing from Ghana. GH Prince Johnny again say good morning guys. Okay, Vasco D Wayfor say good morning Punch FM family. I am watching from Ghana City. Vasco say if the individual's network is not correct, please replace the call because some of us are using
home, and this is giving us hard time. Okay, Alexander Sion say, "Good morning, Wakai. How are you guys doing? Back home, I'm Alexander Sion, following you guys from the United Arab Emirates. So thanks so much for the program." Okay, we take our last call, then we wrap it up. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning. This is N. William Mugwe, and I joined the discussion from Stafford Island, opposite Stephen Tower Estate.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Okay. I'm so glad that our rule of law is getting to be stronger. We can see that the principles of the rule of law, like partiality of the law, respect for human rights, and that's about equality before the law. And those guys who are being indicted, let them face the full weight of the law, because this is what we have been praying for, that the government should come, the government which will look at these individuals who have looted national cover so that they can face the full weight of the law. And this is what we have said.
Okay.
If they are found guilty, let them be penalized for what they have done.
All right, thank you so much, my brother. We wrap it up onto this edition of the show. Join us tomorrow morning. That's when we'll be back here with a brand new edition of the show. Aris Betty and our Boaka Kamara. It's a rainy day here in Pinsville, outside the nation's capital. Up until hear us, it's going to be on tomorrow morning at exactly 7 a.m. For now, it's bye-bye from our end.